going, everybody? My bad here. Coming today with, well, moved about a month and a half ago, or a month and a week ago, month and a week and a half ago, something like that. And I'm still trying to pull out of my stuff out of storage. I pulled 4 more knives out of storage today, and one of them I'm a little concerned about just because of the materials, and one of them did get wrecked. And I need to bust out a different knife that I carried in my pocket over the weekend that was a pretty rough tool steel. Not rough, I mean, it's a wonderful tool steel, but it does not handle sweat and humidity very well. So we're going to do some maintenance today. That might be in like 2 or 3 videos. First thing I need to do is take care of this mat. It's been in storage for that long, so I need to get the dust and the grime off of it. So let's go ahead and throw some alcohol on her. I'm going to be very, very liberal with the alcohol. And just kind of take the dust off of her as much as I can. Alcohol's not going to hurt the knife materials. It's not going to hurt this certain type of rubber. Then this is a cell phone mat. This is what they use to take cell phones apart and keep all the parts together. I saw this on a very, very big channel, and this is when I was first getting into the blades and everything, and I was like, you know what, I need one of those. So before I found out that Blade HQ or Smoky Mountain Knife Works or other brands had mats, I had already gotten this one, so it works. It's what I'll use. I don't even watch that channel anymore. I don't know why. He's never done anything bad to me. He's okay. I found him on Blade HQ when I was watching Blade HQ. I did not know that this was a thing for a long time. I only got into the genre about 4 years ago. And I got in the genre and I started by myself without knowing that there were channels doing the things that I do way better than I do it. I just started typing in where to buy knives in Blade HQ, and Knife Center was the first 2 that popped up, so I started watching their videos, and from their videos I found out about this whole culture and all of the other YouTubers that I did not know about, and so I started watching, and I found quite a few of the bigger ones, and then I started getting in Discord, and then I started finding all of my buddies and my friends, and that went to Instagram, and that's the reason why I got an Instagram, as well as other things. So we got the mat good and ready. Drink me a little honey green tea. We'll make this first knife an easy one. So I've been carrying the CRKT Minimalist in D2 for a couple of weeks on my belt. You can kind of see there's a little bit of damage to it, but not much. So we're going to pop these scales off, give it a good cleaning with some alcohol, throw a little bit of Gunny Glide on it, and go on about our way. This is the first time I've ever taken this knife apart, so I don't think it should be that big of a pain. I'm going to bet these are T6. The horrible, horrible, horrible T6. Let's get this one out. The dreaded T6. And I was correct. There's a little bit of debris in that one. I need, and I should have gotten some Q-tips just for that. Oh my God, this might be a little dangerous today. Well, for one thing, my bad was going the wrong way the first time. So, that's just because he's not the smartest. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Alright, there we go. We'll pop that one out. Put these screws right here. So my bad needs to get him some blue Loctite. That's what I've always heard was the best. I know I don't want the red Loctite of death. I'll never get these things back apart. So that's pretty standard. It's got 4 screws, 2 spacers, and a full tang knife. There's a spacer. And well, it's a pretty good looking knife without, but it's not very comfortable. So we will be putting those back on. Set these tools to the side. Grab my last paper towel. So I gotta close this video off just to get a new paper towel. And that's the real reason we're not doing another knife. So I didn't get enough of those. Try to be delicate. And rub this rust off of the knife. Now, this is going to get a good patina anyways, and it's already got that stone wash forced patina look to it. I don't know what kind of patina it is, but it's there. This knife also needs a good sharpening. I use it quite often. It's a lot more usable than what the average person would believe. Because to be honest with you, I don't need 5 inches of blade to get my job done. Just need a little bit of Burt's Bees. Alright. Clean off the rest of this alcohol. And get the Gunny Glide. Now I'm just going to hit it with the Gunny Glide a little bit. Now this is knife pivot lube, but it works for rust prevention and everything else as well. Just kind of give it a smooth, light coating. Flip it over. Alright, so that's been cleaned off pretty good. Let's get these scales, hit them with some of that leftover alcohol. The camera's shaky, I'm sorry, this ain't the sturdiest table in the world. It's an old camper table. And my bad family's living in a camper now for the next year or two while we clear off our land and our new property. And my bad builds us a smaller house than what we had. My wife's not a very big fan of big houses. She didn't have a big house in the Philippines. She didn't have much of a house at all in the Philippines. I lived with her in a squatter village in the Philippines. If you want to see something like a squatter village or something like that, or have an idea what that is, check out Blondell Bushcraft. He lives in Bohol, which is 2 islands over from where I lived. I believe if he wants to, he might be able to get a international airport off of Bohol Island, but I think that he would have to go to Cebu to get an international airport. That spacer does not want to stay in there. There we go. Yep, that looks right. But if you go to Blondell Bushcraft and Survival, I'm almost positive he's got a video where he's in a squatter village of some sort. He lives more out in the country, and that all kind of looks like a spread out squatter village, really. But I was living in the city of Lapu-Lapu. I was over on Punta Engano. Lapu-Lapu, the town's named Lapu-Lapu from a great warrior. Now I accidentally took my thing off. I'm going to put that back on. I wasn't paying attention. But anyways, Lapu-Lapu was considered a very great warrior because he was the one that ended up killing Magellan with the Perong. And there's a very, very big statue in Lapu-Lapu that it's a shrine to him, and they're very, very proud of their heritage. Man, I don't like how they did that. Man, this is going to make it difficult now. Why would you do that? They burnt the lanyard in half and put one side in instead of just making it a full piece lanyard that goes around the entire thing. So I don't quite agree with that one. But it is what it is, and it ain't what it used to be. Anyways, Magellan was celebrated in Cebu, but across the strait at Lapu-Lapu, they didn't like that nonsense. So they killed Magellan and his entire army because they weren't going. And the Filipino people that lives there is very, very grateful of them. But because Magellan and the Spanish had ruled and conquered a lot of their islands, they ended up having a lot of Spanish in their blood. And that's why Filipinos don't exactly look like your typical Asian. They've got those Filipinos in Cebuano have a lot more Spanish and other races in them. But that's the end of that little history lesson, and the end with the maintenance on the CRKT Minimalist. You see I got a lot of that rust off of there, and it's all nice and shiny with a little coat of lube because it's extremely humid and hot in Arkansas right now. I got a few more 100 degree plus days between 40 and 60% humidity, and it's gonna feel like a big old blanket. So please like, share, and subscribe. Comment on my bad's videos. Tell my bad what you'd like to see. Y'all have a good one now. Bye bye.